Previously on TV Tuners.
Whoa, Swanson, put the gun down. We can talk this out, buddy.
I ain't never seen so many cows in all my life.
Nashville's 350 miles away. It's never gonna make it.
Swanson, what happened to your kidney? Oh, that's right, I took it.
I'm gonna give both my kidneys away.
Wait a second. The ghost of General Robert E. Lee.
And now, TV Tuners continues. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive into the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and guy trying to get his acting career off the ground, Kiorein.
Hi, do you have any gigs for me, Swanson? What's the deal? What's going on?
No gigs. Take care of your child, you deadbeat.
Oh.
And with us today, a special guest, some would say our number one fan, and popular DJ, Gio.
Wow. Hey guys, it's a pleasure to be here at Gio. So for the audience out there, you might recognize me from attempting to return cheese to Costco for not being up to my exalting standards.
Yeah, if you've been...
Wait. You're that guy who was in line and held me up for 3 minutes?
When I buy feta cheese for $8 a gallon, I examine and expect a certain amount of quality.
Alright, but can you return it when the store is a bit less busy so that you don't hold up the line?
We're all brothers, man. We're all brothers in this conflict.
That doesn't really help.
Oh yeah, if you were my brother, you would wait till, there was no big line to return your cheese product and argue with the cashier about it.
I just don't see why you have to be such a corporate apologist on each and every fucking episode when I'm just an average common man trying to return some bad cheese and you side on the fucking side of the other man. Where are you right now with your brothers, man? No, you're not. You're fucking
Your
chilling.
brothers
You are
are
a
trying
fucking common day Pinkerton, man.
Your brothers are trying to get out of line at the grocery store and go home.
You know, when I think about it, Kiorein is pretty pro-capitalist.
Very pro-capitalist, very pro-brand, very anti-us. I was trying to return some feta cheese, and he kept punching me in the eye and calling me cheese squanderer.
He did. He does like to call people cheese squanderer.
Just because I'm a proponent of free market capitalism and brands and corporations and that I wanted to become a corporation doesn't mean I'm just some kind of crazy capitalist lunatic.
Well, wait, if you're a proponent of free market capitalism, then Kiorein, the line should sort itself out. Yeah,
right. And being able to return cheese at my own discretion builds my faith in the brand and keeps me coming back to Costco. I've bought so much since I returned that cheese with the money they gave me back from the cheese.
How much of it was feta cheese?
Fool me once, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back there for feta.
And he ate 2/3 of that cheese before returning it, so I don't think he even had a real complaint about it. I think he was just trying to get money out of our precious corporation, Costco.
I only ate half the cheese, and how was I going to know it's bad enough to return off just having a bite? It takes me... Look, I'm on YouTube with my feta cheese reviews, and it was a 6-hour live stream of me injecting the cheese into my mouth.
Injecting?
Yeah, with a spoon. I was just eating it.
I guess that's one way of saying it, yeah.
Like some sort of spoon-based syringe?
Well, man eats cheese slowly. No clicks. Man injects cheese slowly. 3 clicks. I'm lurking on my 4th.
Well, yeah, I guess that would get slightly more views.
Anyways,
I'm going to need to get some SEO tips from this guy because that sounds pretty smart.
Oh, yeah, man. But, that's where your audience might recognize me from. Also, I'm the guy showing up to Jiffy Lube with coupons from Firestone and just hoping they'll take them anyways, and they usually do.
Yeah, they can't really say no, can they? You're a customer.
Right, yeah, and I'm not pushing it on them. I'm just saying, hey, you guys take these coupons. What can we do? Let's work together.
And as Biggie Smalls always said, feta, nothing better.
Did he?
It's true, yeah. Diddy was also on the track, yeah.
I like Buy My CD Twice. That is my favorite Biggie Smalls quote on the virtues of capitalism. I think it's absolutely brilliant. And that of course, was off his posthumous album.
And I don't think people should buy things that they don't need. That's bad for the market.
Wait, isn't that good for the market? Expand on
that. We got you there, Kiorein.
Yeah, I was at Chess Club yesterday, and they said we should say expand on that instead of check.
Interesting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so what you guys watch this week? Anything interesting that you guys bubbled on the tube?
Oh, heck yeah, buddy.
Yeah, what you get? What you view?
I started viewing a documentary on one of the greatest stories ever told, Ken Burns' Civil War. And I got to say, it's incredible. I think every American should absolutely watch this movie because there's a lot to learn, and it's never been more relevant, I guess. Well, it probably certainly has been, but it is kind of relevant, and in a bad way, these days.
Yeah.
But Ken Burns is a master documentarian, and I got to recommend it.
I would have said like 1850 was probably pretty relevant.
Right.
But I mean, I wasn't around then, so.
That was a bit early.
Can you imagine being in the 1850s and a documentary comes out?
Yeah, film. You watch a film.
Isn't that just like Cletus telling you about shit? Isn't that what a documentary is in 1850?
I mean, in a way. Cletus, is the original Ken Burns.
Ken Cletus Burns, Cletus Ken, Cletus Burns, Burns Ken.
I have not watched a Ken Burns documentary other than the Vietnam one. I know he does one on baseball that everyone seems to like, but I mean, baseball, who could care?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Baseball, I mean, baseball's something I want to like and appreciate, but I just haven't. But, I mean, Don DeLillo's Underworld, it's a novel, but it's another piece of work that just examines how important baseball is to the very fabric of American culture, So it is all interwoven, and I look forward to watching the baseball documentary soon after I complete this one. But, yeah, it's just delightful that we have such information at our fingertips these days, wouldn't you say, Keo?
I think information is good as long as it increases profit margins.
Keo, what did you watch this week to help the market of television?
All right, Swanson, every week you're always grilling me, trying to get me to answer all these questions.
I'm simply asking you if you watch something, and usually the answer seems to be no.
Okay, well, you're going to get mad at me because I watched just some anime this week.
Oh, it's one of those shows? Is this one of those podcasts?
What did you watch? You're upsetting Gio's delicate sensibilities regarding animated programs.
My sensitive constitution.
I know I'm upsetting yours as well. I just watched the new episode of Mob Psycho 100.
That means nothing.
Ken Burns is out there making documentaries. You haven't seen.
Yeah, did Ken Burns do Mob Psycho 100? I think not, Kiorein.
Well, did Ken Burns write about a boy with psychic powers that surpassed all others?
He was, and that boy was born in Galena, Illinois, and you may know him as Ulysses S. Grant.
Is that
that's how you're going to describe that man. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
In a way, Ulysses S. Grant is a psychic for winning wars and then being an incredibly corrupt president.
One of a title being challenged contemporarily, but previously perhaps one of the most corrupt presidents. Now he's probably, I don't know, somewhere around top 10. I don't know.
I mean,
if you had mind powers, would you really need corruption?
If you had mind powers, you already are corrupt, because if you're infiltrating people's minds, that's just an invasion of privacy, and no one of outstanding moral character would do that unless it was some kind of life or death situation.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do mind reading. What if it's just clairvoyance about world events or something like that?
Well, that's insider trading, man. You should know about that.
All right, Keo.
Oh, you're right. That is bad for the markets.
Yeah,
all right, Keo. What else did you watch? Anything else other than this anime?
Swanson.
All right, describe
I'm going to take you to court over this.
Describe this anime to me.
Okay, so there's this boy who's like really socially awkward
Mm-hmm.
and quiet and shy,
Following so far.
but he has the most amazing, powerful psychic abilities. However, the powers don't get him anything he wants. The girl he loves just doesn't care about them at all. So his goal is to become a better person.
Wait, does the chick know he's got the mind skills?
Yeah, she doesn't care.
He still can't close, huh?
Does like everyone have powers?
Some people do, but it's an extraordinary thing, and he's like one of the best in the world.
Wait,
So
is it
he
like
has this
Claire?
extraordinary power that's really good, and she doesn't give a shit. That seems like you
Yeah.
need to find someone else.
I don't know. It's kind of
Well,
a superficial reason to begin a romantic relationship. Like, what about a human connection and personality? Maybe they're just incompatible. Would you just force someone into a lifelong relationship because one of them has powers, man? It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty good message in the show that
Yeah.
despite having these powers, has a lot of personal growth to go through, and that's what the show's kind of about. He joins the body improvement club and works out, so he doesn't rely on his physical powers to do things.
Why are there mobs involved then?
No, his name is Mob, or he's
okay.
referred to as Mob.
Is it
And
about
Psycho
the
is
mobs?
because he's psychic,
Yeah, he's got mind powers.
is
and
this
he's
about-
always at 100%.
Well, no, it's like you can when he's at 100%, that's when his mind powers are super strong. You can see like this counter build up as he gets more upset throughout the episodes.
Huh,
Well,
okay.
there's a counter?
Yeah, it's like Mob is now at 10%. He's slightly upset.
Alright, I thought you meant it was the 100th entry in Lil Wayne's The Mob mixtape series. So I'm actually less interested now.
Oh yeah,
Wow, after my compelling description of this series,
if there had been like 99 previous Mob Psychos,
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that kind of make it like really uninteresting?
and like hard to get into, yeah.
Well, it's sort of like just finding beauty in the cycle, man. Comfort in the patterns, you know? Like
I mean, usually when something goes on that long, it's just ruined.
Yeah. Kind of.
It's like, are you going to watch season 100 of The Simpsons when that comes out?
Yeah, probably. And I'll be like, man, this stinks. None of the voice actors are alive. They're just using old clips.
I'm actually watching The Simpsons too. My wife and I are on season 2. It's pretty much her first time watching it, and she totally loves it. That's
Oh,
that show
man.
holds
Wow.
up. Hot take.
What a good thing to get into.
Yeah.
That's a real treat.
Yeah, I got the DVDs, so Disney can't come take them away from me, you know? Because like the Civil War... Oh, wait a second. I've got to be careful with my metaphors here.
Yeah, maybe don't use the Civil War as one of the metaphors.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
bad
don't
about...
compare your box set of The Simpsons to your...
The emancipation of slavery.
No, that wasn't the comparison. But I do feel sorry for doing that Robert E. Lee bit in the previously on. Actually, can we just can we do that? Can we take that from the top just right now?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's start over. Let's do it right
All
now.
right. Yeah. Okay. Someone do the previously on.
Previously on TV Tuners.
Swanson, put the gun down. We don't need anybody getting shot in the head and instantly killed.
I've got so many puppers!
If he gets the third spirit orb, then nothing can stop him.
And now, TV Tuners.
Oh man, thanks for
good.
giving me that chance. I can't be Civil War bits. It's a tough game.
Yeah, it was good. I think that's a good one. And I'll definitely edit it and put it at the beginning of this and not just leave it right here in the middle of the show.
No, leave it here, but hit it with the tunes. That's what I was kind of imagining.
I'll definitely do that part too.
Sweet.
All right, so let's move on. Oh, sorry, I didn't discuss what I was talking about. We got so carried in the conversation that's just a-flowing that we didn't discuss what I watched this week, which is a lot of things as usual, but I'm going to give a shout-out to the return of a show that I really liked the first season of and am not feeling the second season of, American Gods, based off of the novel, of course.
Oh, did you read it?
The novel, yeah.
Is it good?
It's pretty good, yeah. It's
I haven't read-
a little
I'm sorry.
long for what it is, but
What do you mean by that? Expand on that.
it's like a road trip between a god and like his handler, and it feels like a bit too it lounges around a bit too long in certain places where it doesn't really need
Sure.
to. But
Yeah,
the
I've
show was
never-
exquisite in the first season, and the second season they have had some woes The showrunners quit due to budget issues, so a new showrunner came on and was immediately fired halfway through.
Wow, why?
Creative differences with the author, who was a producer.
Neil Gaiman, right?
Yeah.
Is he a
And apparently
guy?
the situation in the second season had gotten so bad that the actors were writing their own lines.
Wow. Was it
So
good?
I watched the premiere episode of this, and it feels a lot like sort of like a style when the style is there for something, but the people who made that style work are gone. It's just very empty and hollow. It's like season 4 of Community.
Oh, I like season 4. Which one was that? The one with the RV guy and the virtual reality episode?
Maybe, I don't know. It's the gas leak season.
I like all the
where Dan
seasons
Harmon's
of
not
Community,
around.
Man.
Things
Is that the
are
gas
weird.
leak year? Still beats Friends, you know.
But yeah, it doesn't hold up, and it's very sad because the first season was a beautiful work of television. All right, let's get to the news, huh?
Nope.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to get to the news?
No, the news is too upsetting. I want to hear about the future.
You want to hear about that's news is hearing about
The future seems more upsetting than the news.
Yeah.
No. In the future, we're going to have a giant TV that everyone in the whole world watches at once. Trust.
Where will
Why
it
would
be?
I want to watch everything the same world is watching?
It's going to be a real impressive spectacle, and it's going to be the best programming in the world.
What
Because
if-
it's going to be the only programming.
What show is it going to be? MASH?
No, we're not going to be watching any of that old stuff. It'll be all new.
MASH
It'll
season
be-
4?
But what if I want to watch the old stuff?
MASH
No,
season 2?
it'll be the new alien overlords addressed to the nation of Earth.
I wanna
you
watch
mean
that.
MASH season 6?
Yeah, you don't remember that episode of MASH where Radar talks to the alien overlords?
Well, no, I don't remember that because I
That's
didn't watch MASH.
that's
I
why Hawkeye
didn't
was-
didn't expect it to go in that direction. To be honest,
Yeah, it goes in some weird places, you know. Alan Alda gets a producer's credit in the later seasons, and he really takes it in a direction.
That's why Alan Alda was crazy in the beginning of the last episode, because his mind was touched by the alien overlords.
Yep, yeah, and someone strangled a baby to hide from the overlords, but he thought it was a chicken.
Damn, that's one
Oh,
hell
wow.
of a final episode.
Spoilers.
okay, we can talk about the news now. The future sounds kind of lame now.
You guys like bears?
Chicago
Oh.
Bears?
It depends on the context.
Do you like
85?
grills?
Yeah.
Chicago
Well, how about if we
Bears?
put them together and make them a person?
Oh,
Talking about Bear Grylls,
All right,
survival
sounds like
expert.
a powerful warrior.
I'm there.
Well, he is. Yeah, he is a very powerful warrior. He knows how to survive any situation by drinking urine.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow.
You guys ever do that?
No,
I haven't, but I would if I had to.
I mean, I guess I would if I had to, but I try to avoid being in a situation where I would have to.
How's he
If I was dying
capturing
at
to
first, I'd
drink?
refuse.
You always hear
You
about
just
him
die.
drinking his urine, but you never.
Yeah.
Is he just like cupping to mouth, like over and over? Like, how's he actually mechanically pulling it off?
I think he puts it in something.
And what
like
though?
he
That's
has-
the question.
He has like a bottle or something. I haven't watched a lot of Bear Grylls, okay, but he probably pisses in a bottle. He's like, refreshing.
Well, why doesn't he? So he before he goes out to the woods, like he has a water bottle and he pours the water out so he can have it as a pee bottle.
I think he drinks the water and then he's out of it, so he's like, now I've got to piss in this and drink it.
You know, if everybody drank their own piss once or twice, we'd have like way less water difficulty problems. And when Keogh's Water Corp finally buys all the fresh lakes in America, we're gonna have to be drinking our own pee a couple times to make
Wait,
ends
wait,
meet.
hold on. What do you mean my Water Corp? Just because I'm wearing a Water Corp t-shirt and I'm getting paid by Water Corp doesn't mean it belongs to me.
What? So they're not even giving you any water? What do you get out of this?
I'm getting money.
Okay. And
I don't. It's not my Water Corp. That's a little unfair.
But on the board of directors, it says Kiorein, Bear Grylls.
Whoa,
Makes
Bear
sense.
Grylls is on here? I did that
All
whole bit,
I'm
and you
s-
knew who he was the whole time?
I didn't know it was the same Bear Grylls.
Look, all I'm saying is we should go into various nations, pump all their groundwater, and then sell it back to them at a very inflated price.
A little pump and dump.
Yeah.
That's what they call it, yeah.
That makes sense, because once Bear Grylls and Keo buy all the water, we're going to be drinking our own pee, and then Bear Grylls is going to be like, see, that's what you get for making the same bit about me for 20 years. Now you're doing it, and it's going to be the longest way to get back at us.
What I haven't revealed
and
is
we'll have
that
a lot of money,
I've been
too.
working on the Kevin Costner treatment. I'm waterworlding this. I'm turning my pee
Alright.
into water.
Is Waterworld good?
No, it's a bad movie.
It made me deeply uncomfortable when I saw it on Channel U as a kid. You guys got Channel U out there?
No, I only got Channel Y.
What the fuck is Channel Y? Is that like that PowerPoint channel that just shows you shit that's going on in town?
Yeah, it's one of those channels that plays like oldies music and then like just shows you like
the flea market at Saturday.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of Bear Grylls, he's decided to team up with Netflix for a interactive programming experience.
Oh, sweet, man. Like Bandersnatch.
Yes, exactly like Bandersnatch, but
I hope it's less scary.
it'll probably be less scary. As it turns out, this new interactive thing that Netflix is doing with Bear Grylls is a guide to survival where you get to pick what to do outdoors, and Bear Grylls will either live or die based off of your decisions.
Wait, so we can kill Bear Grylls?
Well, presumably he just like pretends to die or he fails at something. I don't think he's going to actually be dead because these are pre-taped.
I'm picturing you pick an option and then it just like shows like him laying down with his tongue sticking out of his mouth as the camera pans out.
Were you guys scared of Bandersnatch? Because I was.
I didn't get that scared of Bandersnatch, but it was all right. It feels like I don't think Keo's watched it.
Nope.
The funny thing is, the spoily snatch right here. The bad ending is actually the good ending, and Keo, I think you're going to be interested in why. You know, because on the bad ending, he ships a shitty game, and like the TV British 80s Jeff Gerstmann equivalent is like, oi, he doesn't like the game, man. He doesn't like it, and then it's game over. Except he's happy with his dad, and it's Christmas time, and he's still alive. You know. So why is the good ending him going insane for the sake of profit, which I think would appeal to Keo? That's why I brought you in earlier.
Well, I think that any cost is good as long as the profit is really high.
Even sunk costs.
It's time for us as a nation to ask ourselves if we have anything more to say about Bear Grylls than the same old pee drink joke.
Well, I think we're about to put it to the test with this little wrap up here.
Because I can't wait to watch it.
So yeah, you can't actually make Bear Grylls like die on the top of a mountain because it's all pre-taped, but apparently you do get to make all of the decisions, or at least as much as you would for this, like whether or not he'll sleep in a cold cave or eat dirt.
Like dump the bottle out or drink the water.
Wait, those are the that's going to be our options.
Yeah,
Bear Grylls.
Eat dirt.
sleep in cold cave.
Right.
I just want to see like every decision you make ends with him dying. Like you tell him to eat dirt, he gets really sick and dies. You tell him to sleep in the cave, he freezes to death. It shows him like in a block of ice.
Honestly, I think what we really need is 1985 Chicago Bear Grylls, where it's sort of post Super Bowl grill out, and you're playing as dick gun. You get to decide if you throw on the sausages.
Wait,
or you
are
throw
we?
on the
We're adding sports to this mix now.
Yeah, he's gonna do the Super Bowl shuffle.
Yeah, 1985 Chicago Bear Grylls Netflix Choose Your Own Adventure Grill Party. I'm there for that.
This isn't gonna work. What kind of survival problems are gonna happen when you got a real live sports grill?
Well,
Grill
let me tell
won't
you,
light.
someone from out of town is going to be visiting, and they're going to ask for ketchup on their hot dog, and then you, as the viewer, have to decide whether you stand true to what is right or you compromise your moral integrity. It's going to be a fucking heavy decision, man. It's going to make Life is Strange look like Beyond Two Souls.
All right, so when you tell him not to put the ketchup on the hot dog, the guest pulls out a katana and slices his head off immediately, right?
You're gonna have to give me $35 to find out.
Oh. That's
Man, this is compelling. You're such a shrewd businessman. I'm going to definitely pay for this service.
Yeah, there's a lot you can learn from me. I've actually been following Mr. Pod's Twitter recently, and there's some great business shit in there.
Yeah, he's a great follow. At Mr. Pod on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, at Mr. Pod Network.
He's like the
that's right.
He's like the Alec Baldwin character in Glenn, except as a good guy.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
he's a great guy, a true professional.
Yeah.
Master of his trade, they say.
1985 Chicago Bears Grylls Netflix Choose Your Own Adventure picnic.
Yeah, look forward to that coming soon.
Not soon
Netflix
enough.
is, of course, at the forefront of experimentation and all kinds of programming. And their latest foray into adult animation, Love, Death, and Robots,
right,
has strayed from traditional series formats by not having a uniform time length.
Right, time length.
So Netflix has given different episode orders from user to user.
Oh.
Sort of messing with their equilibrium, throwing it off.
Simpsons did it first, and I'm going to tell you why. A, because some episodes were 21 minutes. Some episodes are 23 minutes. B, when I open the DVD case at my house, it's in order. But when I open the DVD case at Mark's house, he's got his shit all fucked up. So I don't know which DVD I'm even fucking grabbing. So I'm sorry to say it, Netflix, but Simpsons did it.
I feel like that's more that your friend is disorganized.
Well, Swanson, you're so small-minded. I just can't believe you're going to sit here and say The Simpsons didn't think of it first. Obviously, there was something about that DVD case that made his friend more predisposed to having them arranged poorly. And in Gio's case, he does it correctly because something about that DVD case compelled him to do so.
Right, and I would just like to take that opportunity to say once again that there are no Civil War parallels.
Yeah, exactly, none. But yes, Netflix has had people trying to speculate over the potential algorithms that give you a certain order, because it certainly couldn't just be this is random for different people.
Right.
So people have been discussing whether or not it's based off of gender or ethnicity or sexual identity. But Netflix denied all of this, saying that the order had nothing to do with anybody's gender or sexual identity, and instead was just random happenstance.
All right. Yeah.
Nope, not buying it.
You're not. No, you're not. Why aren't you buying it?
Look, I believe that these corporations are up to something really good and profit-driven.
Like privatizing water.
So you believe that Netflix wasted profits to create an algorithm based entirely on some unforeseen factor just to make episode orders random?
Yes.
Instead of just doing it randomized?
And I believe they're going to get a lot of money out of it. And I think it's probably sexual orientation.
I mean, they're getting money out of it because they're getting that sweet TVT, promo circuit just from doing it. So we're playing into their plan, to tell you the truth.
Do you think Netflix knows your sexual orientation?
Yes.
What if you share your account, though?
That's the thing. Like, it's how can you determine someone's sexual orientation based off of what they watch on TV?
Well, they can tell when
Haphazardly?
When you're jerking it.
Yeah, they can tell based on your viewing patterns what you're doing while you're watching, for one thing.
I was actually just talking about Starship Troopers earlier, and if someone were to forensically identify that VHS tape, they might be able to deduce that someone was jerking it.
That's true, yeah. I think Netflix knows when you jerk it.
Right, they must, because Jeff Bezos is staring into your living room all the time, and then he calls
that's
Jeff
Amazon.
Netflix. No, then he calls Roger Netflix and tells him what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
And
Here's
what happened to me.
We don't talk enough about Roger Netflix.
I know, he's the best.
Wait, there's a man named Roger Netflix.
The head of Netflix.
Head of Netflix, yeah. Roger Netflix. He's pretty much the Mr. Pod of Netflix.
That's pretty great. I think we should have more corporate figures whose last name is just the corporation.
What were you going to say before, Kiorein?
was going to say that Netflix figured out my sexuality by when I was watching this one show that had a topless lady, I just kept going back and watching it over and over again. And, like, I saw this little pop-up in the corner. Sexuality confirmed. Straight.
You know, I think I saw that too when I was watching this week's show, because I kept I kept going oomph whenever Idris Elba showed up, and then the little check mark showed up.
Right, the little microphone in the remote listens for whether you go yo or whoa.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I think I've heard about that. So maybe the algorithm is based off sexuality, and Netflix is just throwing us off the trail.
It's a yo-wo paraliculum.
You can't give away your trade secrets like that. It just doesn't work business-wise.
It's true. I guess we'll never really know, because much like ratings, Netflix will never release what the algorithms are.
Right. I wouldn't either.
All right, let's get on to its last piece of news, and another great piece of capitalism. Disney has, of course, completed its acquisition of 21st Century Fox and is now one step closer to being a giant, monolithic movie studio. But hey, it's all good, because they're going to, add the X-Men to the Marvel Universe.
And they're about to break! Sorry, I heard you say one step closer a while ago, and I had to resolve it.
Ah, yes, the Linkin Park fallacy.
The Linkin Park prophecy.
How much can Disney own before it's a crisis?
Apparently this is not enough.
Yeah, we are
another major movie studio was not enough.
We are post-trust. We had trusts, then the trusts got busted, and then the bust must trust thrust, and now that we're post-trust thrust, it's us who bust. And that's pretty much where we are now.
You are Sarah Palining hard right now.
You watch your fucking mouth.
Just all the rhyming.
I didn't know she'd spitfire.
Yeah, she does all the rhyming where she was like, well, I'm not going to do an impression of Sarah Palin, but...
Sweet, cutting-edge Sarah Palin running for vice president bits.
Yeah, straight out of 2019, the year where we make Sarah Palin jokes.
Yeah, she might, dude. Mike Pence might get called up to whatever spaceship he came down from, and then Trump might tap Palin for the new VP.
He's going to live with his horses.
Oh god, I'm not going to get executed for that Pence bit, am I?
I didn't mention this earlier, and Gio, you're going to be a little concerned to know this, but the alien overlord I mentioned before is, in fact, Mike Pence.
Michael Pence?
There is no worst case scenario.
What if he lifted his... What if he, a third eye appeared on his head? Would you be shocked at all?
Nope. I'd be like, yep, there he is.
Anyway, back to Disney. They've acquired 21st Century Fox, including their film and TV properties, which means The Simpsons now belong to Disney.
All right. Wait, what?
That's right. The Simpsons are now a property of Disney, although they'll still be airing for at least until 2021 on Fox. So.
What about my DVDs?
I mean, Disney's not going to steal your DVDs, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. Well, Swanson.
The right to own DVDs.
You gotta buy those DVDs quick though, because pretty soon they'll be heading into the Disney Vault.
What happens in there?
They hang out until a time where the advertising firm that Disney works for determines that they should be re-released.
Oh, I trust them.
For maximum profit.
Do you think Simpsons DVD sales spiked after this announcement?
Yes.
That sounds really good to me, Swanson.
But the main reason I bring up The Simpsons now being acquired by everyone's favorite company is that the imaging on Walt Disney Company's main website now includes such popular Fox characters as Bort Simpson, Deadpool, and Donald Glover.
Wait, Donald Glover from Predators 2?
No, that's Danny Glover. Donald Glover is the guy is Troy from Community, and also Childish Gambino, the rapper.
Is he the millennials answered to Danny Glover?
Sure.
He's also Mr. Star from Star Wars.
Yeah,
Mr. Star. I loved when he busted that sweet skate trick.
He's apparently on there because Disney now owns the rights to Atlanta, which would
Right.
which would be concerning if that was something to be concerned of. If everything about this wasn't concerning.
Oh, Atlanta's an incredible TV show. I don't think there's any other TV show like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good time. And now Mr. Glover works for Disney.
So is Mr. Glover like Mr. Pod, but for Glover 64?
Yes.
Yeah. You see, with Steam sales these days, everybody gets real video games for $10. But back in my day, the only video game you got for $10 was Glover 64, and by God, you played it.
But yeah, so it seems
What a difficult life you must have lived.
Oh, it was trifling, but I learned a lot and I grew.
But
And
yeah,
if
it
you buy
seems
my
as
book,
if
you can
Disney
learn
is
all about
already going hard on the Fox train. Oh, I forgot to mention that also included
Gross.
in this masthead is the fish from Shape of Water, that sexy fish.
All right.
They are just really proud of having a bunch of money and buying things that belong to other people.
Yeah, soon Disney will buy you.
Which is, I think, very, very virtuous and
Okay.
positive.
Yeah, like I said, I think we're late game, so there's nothing we can really do about it except, hope we get a good MASH reboot.
All right, it's time for another segment near and dear to everyone's heart. Hit the theme, Gio.
Bum, 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 bum. It's time for Kiorein Pinions. Bow.
Is that the theme?
Yeah, well, welcome to Fact or Opinion, the segment where I make a statement and you tell me whether or not it is a fact or an opinion.
All right.
Whoever gets it right gets the point.
It's a tough one, Gio. Get ready.
Say we make this interesting.
Oh.
Yeah. If
All right.
I win, you gotta PayPal me $8, and if you win, I'll ask my wife if I can PayPal you $8.
Sounds like a tough bargain. I'm in.
Okay, let's go.
All right. Fact or opinion, a drink consisting of 50% tea, 50% coffee,
Yeah.
and 50% orange juice is physically possible and delicious.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Because you start with the cup, you fill it half
Opinion.
up with coffee, you fill it half up with tea, you fill it half up with orange juice, and you're good for like fucking 5 hours.
That's
We
the
actually
3 halves.
We actually call that an Appomattox here in Ken Burns Civil War documentary though.
Swanson, you don't think that's a... I don't understand your logic here, Swanson. Can you please elaborate?
Okay, so if you have like an orange and you cut it in half.
Okay. All right, I'm holding the orange. All right.
You cut it in half. Now how many pieces of an orange do you have?
3.
2.
Mm-hmm. So that's it. That you can't. If you cut it in half again, you have 4, not 3. You cannot have 3 halves.
Again, you'd have 3 because you cut it in half, and you got 3 pieces of orange.
Well, then you would have thirds. You wouldn't have. You see, a half only means 2 things.
No, you
Wait,
have
Gio's
3
got a
halves
point here.
because
Look-
you put them all
look here,
together
what-
and you get 1.
All right, here, if I cut it again here, like this,
Right.
see that? Now I've got 3 pieces of orange. There
yeah,
you go,
that's,
Swanson.
That's a third.
Yeah, nope, this is 3 halves.
No.
Gio gets the point.
Thank you. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, we can stop there. Cool. Thank you very much.
Oh, just the 1 point. We've got to keep going, Gio.
All right. Well, you take those 3 orange pieces. I was going to say you squeeze the orange juice out of them. You fill a cup halfway up with that. Then you with the same cup, you fill it halfway up with coffee. Then you fill it halfway up with tea, and that's a good beverage.
Why would you combine coffee and tea?
It's tasty.
You got half the coffee left, and you got half the tea left.
So drink one and then save the other.
You got places to be because you're a man of business.
All right, fact or opinion. Flags are made of pizza.
Opinion.
Opinion.
Oh, you guys don't think flags are made of pizza, huh?
Actually, I'm going to take a fact on that. Actually, I know a long way I can take on this. You go first, Swanson.
Well, flags are clearly not made of pizza. I have touched a flag, and it is not at all greasy or made of dough.
All right, so simple, poor, simple Swanson. Now, let me tell you something, Keo. Now, on the 4th of July, when you and your family are gathered, eating the pizza, free to do whatever you want, say whatever you want, and eat the pizza, that freedom pizza is what the flag is built on. The family values are what the flag is. So, yeah, I think flags are made of pizza and family in America.
I mean, Gio, I do wholeheartedly agree that flags are made of pizza, but just not for that reason. That sounds completely nonsensical and kind of like a metaphor almost. I'm talking literally.
Right.
People get a pizza, they just kind of stretch it out.
Well, I've only watched the first episode of the documentary, so I'm not sure how the flag got invented in 1863.
Keo, that's kind of anti-American to do that to a flag. To make it a pizza.
Wait, yeah.
No. You make the pizza into the flag, not the other way around. You don't eat flags.
That still sounds un-American.
Wait, so you take your pepperoni to the garage and you use a planer to get like long pepperoni strips for the stripes, and then the stars are sausage crumbles?
Exactly, Gio. Now you're understanding.
Wait, is eating it respectful though?
I mean, I think you could technically eat it, but it's not going to be appetizing once it's been flying for a few days, you know?
Well, what do you fucking... George Washington would have done it, you softie.
You're wasting valuable food materials.
Look, you're making a flag. That's not wasteful. Gio gets the point.
Yes! I'm going for the hat trick, baby. A hat trick's when you get 3 in a row, you nerds.
All right. The next statement is... bones are bad.
Fact.
False. Spoken like
Gio.
a man that doesn't bone.
Bones are no good.
Gio, what do you like so much about bones, huh?
That guy knows what I'm talking about.
That guy in our audience?
He just pointed to the random member of our audience.
He gets it.
He's completely stone-faced, Gio.
Well, that's because he's got the stone bone, and I gotta respect it.
As everyone knows, we always record with a full audience in attendance, and normally
we
we don't talk about it.
A very stoic audience.
Yeah, they never respond to anything we say. That way we are ready for any type of failure.
Wait a second, these guys look kind of... Oh, wait, there's a sign saying NA meeting outside our door.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Ignore. So, Gio, explain your fondness for bones for me.
Bones, it's good. You get what I'm saying?
I don't get what you're saying at all.
I disagree. Bones are not good.
You got the stone bone.
Hey, what's your problem with bones, Swanson, huh?
You got the trombone, right?
Ooh.
You got the glon bone. You got the lawn bone. That's the bone for your lawn.
All right, Swanson.
Yeah, you got your coleslaw
Speak for your crimes.
bone. That's what coleslaw comes from.
What's up with your anti-bone propaganda, Swanson?
They're bad for you.
Even the slaw bone?
Especially the slaw bone.
Keo, are you going to believe the words of a man who does not love our country?
America was not founded on bones.
Oh, my. Au contraire. That means nah in French.
Oh.
That's what that means. Nah.
Look, bones are bad. They are easily broken, and they...
Oh, good point.
They rarely get fixed.
Ooh.
They sort of never heal the right way.
But you ever get a bone that's kind of crooked, and you just snap it back into place?
Yeah, it's extremely painful and bad.
But a good pain, like the type of, like when you get a booger on the corner of your nostril and your eyes water when you rip it out, like that kind of pain. Or like, if you remember when you had a loose tooth as a kid.
Yeah, Swanson gets the point. Swanson gets the point. You're upsetting me. Okay.
You nerds don't bone.
Fact or opinion? Eyes don't actually see anything.
This one's too heavy for me. I'm uncomfortable.
Opinion.
Oh?
Fact, because your brain does the seeing. Your eyes are just the tellers that tell your brain stuff, and then your brain sees.
Oh, shit. Damn, you flipped my mind right now. You freaked my bean.
That's why I didn't want to do this, but Keo made us. He's the common enemy, man, this whole time.
Hey, I'm not the antagonist here. I'm just asking questions.
Who is the antagonist?
Well, usually it's Stairmaster, but he's on a blimp.
A Zeppelin or a blimp?
Well, I don't know. How would you describe it, Kiorein? Is it more Zeppelin-esque or blimpy?
I mean, he was wearing a military style hat in that selfie he sent of him on the blimp, so...
Yeah, he did send us a Snapchat that said blimp time, and that was it.
Was it Napoleonic military or more 20th century Austrian military?
Definitely the latter.
Well, I always said that boy had to go out and make some friends. I just hope it didn't have to go this way.
Also, for some reason he was on the blimp with Jordan Peterson.
I thought it was a Zeppelin. I don't know. I've never seen a Jordan Peterson thing. What's his deal?
He's a guy.
He's got some real interesting opinions.
And Sarah's apparently real interested.
Alright.
I would have never expected him to get on a blimp with him, but hey, we live in an interesting world. Gio gets the point.
Oh,
whoa.
I forgot what the question was.
I don't think I even answered, but alright.
Right.
You did.
Oh, okay. Is that it? Or is there one more?
No, that's it. You lose the bet, and
dang.
as you agreed, Gio gets 8 pints of your blood.
No,
What?
you can keep your blood. You can drink it yourself. It's fine. I just wanted to do that to make it more interesting. But now that it's over, it doesn't matter.
More of my blood for me. Glug, 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 glug.
Oh. Wait. Did you guys have a new game the other week?
Sometimes we switch it up, yeah.
Well, what was the last one?
Who knows? I don't really listen to these shows.
Yeah.
I lived them.
That's true.
All
I'm
right,
never
it's
gonna
time for
listen to
another
this
segment near and dear to everyone's heart. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Kiorein.
Bom, bom.
Wow, that's real funky, that one. All right, this is Trailer Blazers, where we discuss the latest and greatest in television trailers. This week, we got a big one. Everyone's favorite Netflix show-ish is back for Season 3, Stranger Things. And stuff's happening.
I would have been pretty satisfied with this ending at Season 2.
I would have been pretty satisfied with this ending at Season 1.
I would have been happy if they rebooted MASH.
if it was just MASH in the 80s?
Oh, geez, Mr. Hawkins. We gotta get these sick dudes off the helicopter. No, not in the 80s.
You know, I could see the sheriff from Stranger Things being an Alan Alda type.
He's more of a... Yeah, Alan Alda type. Those are my thoughts.
But yeah, this new season of Stranger Things involves a mall.
Cool.
And politics are happening in town.
Politics.
There's like a Reagan-esque figure
yeah.
who's like, "Hey, look at me! I don't acknowledge AIDS."
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
But
80s.
there's also a bunch of the kids growing up and being preteens.
I liked the first season of Stranger Things, but did I not like the second one? Or am I just a hollow contrarian and I didn't like it for no particular reason?
I mean, I didn't like the second one as much as the first.
Are we all hollow contrarians?
Yeah, it wasn't as good, and I don't know. I can't get hyped for a third season. I think it should have been just over a long time ago.
I will say that it looks like they're actually going to have story that doesn't take place in the first and last episode like the second season did. So that seems interesting.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, the second one, not that good of a season. It had some, I don't know.
If you'll allow me... sorry.
No, I'm going to allow you.
All right. If you'll allow me to go on a bit of a diatribe for a second, and feel free to interrupt if it is going on
offensive.
Too long. Yes.
Well, no, keep going. Our listeners' counter is holding steady at 3, so I'll let you know if it drops.
All right. My big problem with season 2 of Stranger Things is that everything involving the monsters could be resolved if 11 was there.
Wait, you're saying could be resolved if there were good guys with guns?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the reason that they had
That's a
to
good
contrive
point.
a reason for 11, the girl with powers, to not be there so that they could make 9 episodes of television and then have her show up and solve it very quickly in an hour.
Wait, does she, how could she solve it? Does she warp them away?
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't that, take, all of her mana, though?
It does, but she apparently has enough of it stored up that she can just do it. Because she does do it in the last episode.
But only to one thing, right? Not if there was 2 things, the second thing could get her.
No, in the first season, it's only the one thing. But in the second thing, she's able to close, the entire portal.
You think, Philip Stranger is listening to our podcast and he's like, oh, shit, I knew I missed something.
I think maybe one defense you could mount against that attack that Swanson's waging, very savagely, is that it's possible that journey she went on grew her psychic power so that she was actually able to take on the increased threat.
Didn't they do a B&E in Small Town America on her journey?
Yes. There is also that episode that takes place in the middle that's completely tangential. Well, I mean, I actually liked it, but most people agree that it's completely tangential to the rest of the story.
Yeah. You know, those... Okay. No. We all know Stranger Things was just bad Stephen King's It. But did you know that the guys who were originally hired to do Stephen King's It, isn't that a trip? And that's kind of why it's bad Stephen King's It.
Oh, wait. So these guys were going to do the movie It that came out a couple years ago. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'd say it's a good adoption.
It also features one of the kids from Stranger Things.
Right, yeah. Whatever the
Not a coincidence.
Was. Now the thing about '80s nostalgia is I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about baby boomer nostalgia.
What, huh?
Or I guess is this Gen X nostalgia now?
That's one of those. Yeah, baby boomer nostalgia is actually
Forrest Gump shit. Yeah, this is Gen X nostalgia. I don't give a shit about that either.
Stephen King's original It is 60s, 70s, and that is baby boomer nostalgia. And you know what? Stephen King, I'll take his baby boomer nostalgia. He's a treasure. But what I'm really trying to say here is that I want a 90s nostalgia sci-fi horror show where this kid gets perfect dark, but he realizes he doesn't have the expansion pack, so he can only play with 2 people and not 3.
Oh man, that would be harrowing.
Yeah, it would be. And it's going to take another, let's see here, 90 minus 80, 10 years. 10 years to get to that point.
Yeah. Do you have any final thoughts on Stranger Things 3, Kiorein?
Well, I kind of made a point that you didn't really respond to.
Oh. We'll say it again for the listeners. I'm sure they love that.
I was saying she went on that little adventure with those people out in the city. And it's possible that that journey was actually necessary for her personal growth that enhanced her powers later on.
Oh, yes, I did have a rebuttal for this, which is that if that were the case, then why did all of the other characters' arcs not work as well?
You know what? One interesting thing to point out here is that I was actually the Union in my early Simpsons DVD metaphor, and the Disney was metaphorically the Confederate States of America, which actually had less rights than the United States of America. Interesting.
That is.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say every bit of that show was super well written, but I think that might have been what they were going for. Maybe
it feels like. I mean, I guess you could say that that's part of the exploration of her powers or whatever, but also it shouldn't feel like when she comes back, the problem is instantly solved because she is there, because then it kind of devalues everyone else who I've been watching try and solve the problem.
Yeah, and it's not like she went there with the intention of getting personal growth. It just kind of ended up happening.
Look, if you want a good story, watch John Wayne's The Searchers, okay?
Is that the one where he dies?
No, spoily doos.
Does that have monsters?
It does, actually.
It turns out the humans are the monsters.
Yes.
Alright, well, that's it for Trailer Blazers. So let's get on to our main event, huh?
Yeah.
This week we all watched the same show, I bet. Wait, no, that's not right. My notes are wrong.
We all three of us watched this television program.
I have seen The Wire.
That's right. This week we watched a Wire adjacent program.
Great. Oh, adjacent.
That's a way of saying it, yeah. It's adjacent. We watched Turn Up Charlie, which features Idris Elba of The Wire fame. What you guys think?
I didn't see it. You should have told me to watch it.
We're gonna try out something different here this week. Gio is our guest, of course, and we always love to experiment with new people.
That's how I got this third arm.
I've got my lab coat on right now.
Yes, and our experiment this week is that we are going to try to the best of our abilities to explain to both you and Gio this program that we watched.
Turn Up Charlie.
That's right.
Did you guys already do this show?
No.
Nope. I'm almost
we
positive
mentioned it.
Which
yeah,
one
we did a trailer of it.
Oh, it was a trailer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Gio, to get you started, you said you've seen The Wire. I want you to picture the character Stringer Bell in your head, okay?
Yeah, he's tall.
All right, so think about every detail of him and take away basically all of those details except for his general physical appearance. And that's the character of this show.
Okay, polo shirt.
No, he's wearing different things as well.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, he kind of wears like basic colors in this.
Okay.
All right, now imagine this, if you will.
All right.
It's him, and he's playing. He's DJing, and he's like really turning those tables.
Yeah, he's at a turntable. There's a big crowd in front of him. He's going nuts. He's like, "Ooh, yeah, look at me! Oh!"
Some really generic ass techno music is playing.
I'm really more into like Jim Croce.
Well, I mean, he doesn't play to your sensibilities. It's just sort of who he is.
Well, I can respect that, but then in return, he can also respect how I only want to listen to the same Jim Croce album again and again.
Yeah, I mean, but, you're just watching him play this at this album.
Yeah.
He's not here for your satisfaction.
Does he take requests? Could he play a little box number 10?
As it turns out, he does take requests later because he does become a wedding DJ at some point.
Alright, box number 10. Operator. Tomorrow's gonna be a brighter day. New York is not my home.
Are you just telling him to play the entire album?
Yeah.
You're kind of hogging the airtime, aren't you?
Yeah.
I'm doing an altruistic thing here by exposing you to You Don't Mess Around with Jim by Jim Croce, approximately 1974.
So we get introduced to this man that Idris Elba is playing, Charlie, of the titular Turn Up Charlie. And he's a DJ, but he seems to have fallen on hard times, Kiorein.
Oh, I know. You're explaining this to Gio.
I was giving the ball to you, bud.
Yeah, so it seems as though that gig we just described was more of a fantasy, I think.
Sure.
And he's actually, in fact, broke and doesn't have very many gigs. He's actually forced to play at a friend's wedding.
Wait, so it's like the King of Comedy?
In a roundabout sort of way, yeah.
Alright, so he's actually... You think he's sipping, but he's actually tripping.
True.
Okay.
Now, Keo, I want to take a second and ask you a question here regarding this show, because I feel like this was also a problem I had. Do you buy Idris Elba as someone who is, like, sort of slobbish and not very...
Put
together and, like, sort of just trying to get their life on track? Because he does not look the type or act it really that well.
It is difficult.
Like, this is a man who is very attractive, ridiculously attractive, Idris Elba is. And also ridiculously, like, put together, like, well-trimmed, well-maintained. This is not a man who seems like... He's playing a role that would befit a Kevin James or an Adam Sandler, but it's Idris Elba instead.
Wait, that's what a KJ is?
I think he does a fine job portraying the role, like, in terms of acting. But the issue I have with it is I just can't separate him from previous roles he's played. It's just too far apart.
Yeah.
Great Wilco song, Too Far Apart.
Would you have him play that?
I'm not gonna hog up the whole wedding just to hear that, but I think I would.
It's like if I went to go watch the Avengers and Adam Sandler was Captain America.
I would love that so much, man. I fucking love Adam Sandler.
I don't know. I feel like I'd be put off if Captain America. My favorite of the Avengers was Adam Sandler.
I would love it. I bet he'd even have some kooky voices and a guitar. That's way better
I got a
than
shield.
stupid. Oh, I bet
Okay, even
yeah.
even if his performance was completely spot on, somehow he managed to.
It would still be Adam Sandler.
It would be a better and more unique realization of the character. You guys remember The Wedding Singer when he was sad? That fucking slapped.
Yeah, I do remember that one time he was sad in a movie.
Oh man.
Yes. So he becomes a wedding DJ for one of his best friend's weddings.
Right.
So far we're about 5 minutes into the show. There have been, I think, 0 jokes that.
I'm sorry,
there. I guess there are attempts at jokes, right? And
So
there
one
have
of
been no actual ones that have landed.
Yeah.
So one of his best friend's weddings. Where's the apostrophe there? Does his best
He's
friend
at
have
he's
multiple
at one of his
weddings?
best friends' weddings.
Right. So does his best friend have multiple weddings, or does he have multiple best friends?
Multiple best friends.
Okay.
So he's
He's got a group of best friends. They're referred to as the Elite Five.
You can use your remote or your game controller, however you watch Netflix, to decide whether you cook the steak medium rare or medium.
Gio, I need you to picture this because this is a
Okay.
very important bit of exposition they do in the show. They have this. They cut away with this exposition with a narrator, and they show these 5 silhouettes, and the narrator says, "These are the 5 elite friends of Charlie. Each of them will play a pivotal role in his life in the upcoming days."
Oh man, that's a good amount of good friends, man.
That would be a
What more
good
could you
show
ask
if that
for?
happened. It did not happen in this.
Sort of like a Pokemon thing, but friendship.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a way,
The
yeah.
elite friends, yeah.
Yeah, Charlie hangs out with a group of wild bachelors called the Elite Five.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
It's like Entourage, but with Idris Elba, which makes it infinitely more watchable.
Yeah, so
No, we're just kind of adding more interesting bit to this because it was just kind of, I don't know, just kind of there for the most part.
Yeah,
it's-
he lives with his aunt in a home that his parents own, and it's like his aunt's a wacky African stereotype.
So
I think Jamaican.
Is it Jamaican? Because his family seem to be from Africa, right? Or
I
are they
don't know,
from
I can't-
Jamaica?
I really can't tell, to be honest with you, but that's the impression I got.
Yeah, because I
kinda-
couldn't tell if it was more of a Jamaican accent or like a African accent.
The weed thing is kind of a Jamaican thing.
So
Yeah,
are
I guess
you,
that's true.
I asked for box number 10 by Jim Croak like 8 minutes ago. So are you taking?
I'm gonna play it when I fucking play it, alright, man?
Oh my god, it's Idris Elba.
That's right, hey, what's up?
It kind of sounds like when Jason Statham's on this show. I'm
He's
sure that's
leaving.
just a coincidence.
Why, man, you scared him away, Gio.
Oh man, well that's not good DJsmanship, okay? No one goes to a wedding to hear the DJ; they go there for the wedding.
I feel like I would hear the DJ if he were Idris Elba.
Right, but people don't want DJs getting weird and introspective on their deep shit at a wedding. It's like, yo, just spin box number 10,
It's true.
operator.
He
Don't mess
reunites
around
with his
shit.
best friends at the wedding, and he gets offered to meet his buddy's family, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you think of the hallway fight scene, Swanson?
What was that, one long cut?
Well, the one long cut where Idris Elba has to DJ his way back to his apartment.
Yeah. Did you
That's
think that was
pretty good.
good? I felt like it took a bit too long and kind of dragged it at some parts.
I thought it a little unnecessary for this comedy. You know what I do appreciate about this show is that every scene is established by errant techno music.
How errant were you talking?
Wakes me up while I'm watching.
Like every scene starts and then there's just like a
That's how DJs are.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool, actually.
So we do Idris Elba's
Like
character
Seinfeld?
Charlie hooks up with a lady from the wedding, and I feel like this is first off. I appreciate how quickly the show gives us shirtless Idris Elba. This is like 7 minutes in.
Yeah, I thought you said boning was bad earlier, though. You filthy hypocrite.
Oh, don't worry, he doesn't bone because he gets interrupted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Swanson would have been very upset if there was actual sexual intercourse on this program.
I am very chaste.
If the bone is thrown, then Swanson goes home.
That's what I say. It's my motto. I have the bumper sticker that says that.
Yeah, you would be a bumper sticker type of person, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
For some reason, he gets pulled over a lot.
Yeah. I thought it was for my other bumper sticker, which says "Eatin' ain't cheatin'."
No, it's actually for your third bumper sticker that says "Fuck the police, NWA, 1991 forever."
Well, that is
No,
the
that-
biggest of the three, so I guess that does make sense.
I guess that kind of makes a little more sense than the other two.
Which
Wait,
are also
actually,
smaller in comparison, yeah.
I think it's because you wrote "police state" in spaced Sharpie letters on your rear windshield.
Well, I need them to know, anyone who's around, that it is a police state.
Actually,
Also-
I'm surprised that Chevy Cavalier is still turning, to be honest.
Well,
Also,
I keep up on it, you know.
Yeah.
You deliberately smashed all your tail and brake lights and put another bumper sticker that says, "If you rear end me, it's your own fault."
Well, it is.
And then when you went to the court about the "Fuck the Police" 1991 NWA Forever bumper sticker, and you told the judge it was a load-bearing bumper sticker, he didn't even believe you.
I mean, it very clearly is a load-bearing bumper sticker. Have you seen it?
I mean, it carries a political load, sure, but I'm not sure if it closes to the structural integrity of your Cavalier.
Look, I think metaphors are their own sort of heavy burden.
I know, man. I tried to do a Simpsons DVD Ken Burns Civil War thing on this podcast the other day, and it just fucking misfired.
Has it
Well,
been a day already?
I for one support Swanson's investment in the bumper sticker industry.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
well,
pal.
Thanks, pro-business Ronald Reagan, Keo.
So, yeah, we get him getting interrupted because his best friend is still hanging out at his house. Does this guy live here?
I think so.
Yeah,
His best friend, whose name I don't remember, but I call him the reason I had to put subtitles on.
I can understand him.
You could? Okay. He was talking like he was the popular Chicago rapper Twista.
Oh, I actually know where he lives. Not in a creepy way, though. I just passed by his house once, and my buddy was like, "Twista lives there." And I was
Does
like,
he
"Who's
ever-
Twista?"
Do you ever like drive by and hear him going like because
No,
he raps real fast, you see.
And we never came back because we were only in town to find the second spirit orb.
Oh, and I take it you found it?
No.
Oh.
That's
Well, the
a
search
story
continues.
for another book.
So, yeah, he gets interrupted by his friend and his aunt coming in and ruining his good time. Can't bone.
Yeah. The bone has been thrown. Shalom.
So he eventually makes his way to his friend's place to visit his. We get a little bit of scene setting prior to this where his friend's wife, is a very popular DJ, which I'm sure will set up some tensions for later episodes.
What's her DJ name? DJ Atomica?
I think her DJ name is just her name. Because they introduce her in the second episode as, here's DJ Sarah, or something like that.
What is Idris's DJ name? Fresh Plates? Fresh
It's,
Plates Montgomery?
His DJ name is Charlie Ayo.
I like Fresh Plates.
Yeah, these DJ names are pretty lame.
Is it English?
I would have preferred Mr. Charlie.
Here, coming to the stage, Mr. Charlie.
Mr.
There we
Charlie's
go.
okay. It sounds like a Grateful Dead song.
So, yeah, he goes to their ridiculously styled mansion, and is like, "Wow, these people are rich." And yeah, there's this scene where he has the meet cute with the little kid who becomes the like pinnacle of the show, essentially. Which, ugh.
What's wrong?
Look, I've established before that there's nothing I hate more in a television show, or really anything, than a bad child actor. And this is a bad child actor.
I don't think she was that bad.
Was Richie Rich a good child actor?
Well, it was Macaulay Culkin, so yeah.
Oh, okay. I just learned the other day that Richie Rich has a 24 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it makes me question so much.
So yeah, this little kid meets up with him as he's listening to her mom's latest track or something. Is that what he's doing in there? He goes into like the studio that they have, and he starts listening to music, and he's just like hanging out as this techno music starts playing.
Look, he's a music man. He jams out. Don't question it. No questions.
So yeah, this cleaning lady shows up, and she's like, "This girl stole something very important to me, and I need it back." And it turns out that it's a dildo.
Sure.
Yeah.
How embarrassing.
How funny. It's fun. Oh, it's funny because people use that for sexual stimulation. You see, it's funny
How
that
salacious.
happens.
What a bad child.
Yes, this is a bad child, but also a bad dad that we learn later, because she gets like...
Actually, you guys just unrepressed a horrible memory for me, so I guess you gotta hear it now.
Is it a dildo-related memory?
Yes. So this might have been a 90s thing, but what
Dildos?
I'm staying with me. So when you guys were like teenagers, were your friends ever like, "Hey man, you want to see something cool?" And you were like, "Sure." And then they take you to your mom's bedroom and they show you with their mom's dildo, and you're like, "Dude, that's fucking gross. I thought you were gonna show me like a knife or something." Is that something just 90s kids will get, or is that a traumatic in particular memory?
I feel like that's very particular.
It wasn't that traumatic. The traumatic, like the door was open and everything. There was nothing gross. He was just thought it was like the funniest thing. But the traumatic thing is how he was just holding it and laughing at it. But like,
I feel like the traumatic moment would have been if he were like there and his mom was using it or something.
That would stink.
Yeah, that would have been traumatic.
Yeah, that's never happened to me either, so this is your own personal issue, Gio.
I thought that was a 90s kids thing, like
personal
SquarePants and going to high school during the Great Recession. Also, great Johnny Cash bit.
Yeah. Alright, so...
I know it's Cash mode.
This kid comes in, and she does not get scolded for stealing the dildo. Instead, her dad takes her shopping. Because bad dad. And to continue his reign as bad dad, he leaves Idris Elba with his kid to go do something related to like acting, I guess.
Without really even clearing it with him or anything, just like, yeah, I'm just gonna head out now.
You can take care of my child, right? You're good at taking care of children, DJ person.
90s kids will understand.
Do 90s kids typically leave their kids with random friends they haven't talked to in years?
No, but they did grow up with Uncrustables that their parents couldn't buy because the economy was bad.
That is true. I never had Uncrustables.
Some kids did, probably.
I didn't really comprehend Uncrustables.
Well, what's wrong?
You didn't know where the crust went?
No, I just wondered, why no crust? Who cares?
Kio's just like regarding the Uncrustable like a monolith in 2000.
Ew, Kiorein, crust is gross.
Yo, dude, crust
Crust,
slaps. You guys ever think like the people who don't crust are just like squandering the earth? Because I don't. I'm just wondering if you guys do.
Yeah, one time Swanson was making a sandwich, and he cut the crusts off.
Yeah.
And the moment he put the knife down, I picked it up and threatened him with it.
Yeah,
Right.
he did. So then I had to eat the sandwich,
Well,
which I was already going to do, but
Well, you got your leftover crust in a sandwich. You can throw them in your blender and have a nice crust smoothie.
Ooh.
oh, that sounds great.
Yeah.
What's your recipe, Gio? Lay it on me.
I'll let you know about my must-thrust crust smoothie. I start with some crust, then I
How
add
many?
some ice, and then I get distracted by a painful memory. And then I add more crust. We're at 2 crusts at this point. At this
Okay.
point,
Oh,
I
let me
listen
scribble
to
this
Jim
down, huh?
Croak and blend the crust with the ice. And I drink it, and I smile an ugly smile.
Do you cry?
No.
Is
Almost.
the ugly smile necessary for the recipe to work?
Look, you know, like when you're just trying to figure out how long to put fucking chickpeas in your fucking Instant Pot, so you Google it, but then the fucking recipe is like half narrative about this person's life, and you're like, hey, person, yo, dude, I dig it, but how do I get these fucking peas going, man?
I feel like I can relate to this metaphor.
No, this is literal. See, that's what's happening, except I'm getting you going instead of coming, you know? Anyways, must thrust, crust, trust. It's a good smoothie. But you really should just be eating your crust, Swanson, you little motherfucker.
Yeah, I guess this is a lesson for all of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this rich girl starts complaining about her parents not being around and, you know, trauma and all that stuff, and who cares?
Yeah, they're not around hound in downtown. Ground?
Man, I didn't realize we were doing beat poetry.
Yo, I say as I have before, I have not seen this show, but who knocks at my door? It is Kiorein and Swanson too. It is the entirety of the Stairmasterless TV crew.
And Charlie is like, hey kid, check this out. And he shows he has mind powers. He picks up the fridge and just throws it across the room.
Wait,
Yeah.
mind powers. I thought
In a way,
that kind of sounds a lot like your Japanese animes.
No, Mob would never abuse his powers like that to show off.
In a
Yeah,
way, Charlie does show off that he has mind powers because he decides to cheer her up by taking her to a dingy part of the city.
That's nice.
It's like a fun part of Camden that's where everyone goes to buy cheap stuff.
Camden, New Jersey?
Camden, England.
Oh. I did not play the Camden, England, Tony Hawk Underground level, but I did play the Camden, New Jersey one. You gotta grind the whole town. You guys ever do that shit?
Yeah, well, that's how you get to the Camden, England level.
No, dude, it's like it's the end of the game, and it's absolutely insane because it turns out the whole time when John Wayne is searching for his niece, it's actually his fucking daughter, man. So you realize this, and the only way you can confront it is by grinding the entire town in one sequence of skate tricks on Broken. And when you do that, you finally get the sponsorship by Waterco.
Wow, Tony Hawk's The Seekers.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get
It's a really disturbing ending though, because Waterco gives him the sponsorship, and to congratulate him, they just like bring him to this giant water jug and just dump water on him, and he just dies.
yeah, it's a very Wicker Man scenario.
It's still better than Inside. 2016's Inside.
Do you have to go inside?
Yeah, you do. It's a whole thing. It's made by the guys from Limbo, and like I kind of appreciate it, but it also looks like they just, I don't know. You know, I gave away my key. I washed my hands. I took a vow.
So yeah, he takes this girl to Camden and like cheers her up, and they bond or whatever, and then he takes her home. This is my favorite part of the episode where they show the mom working in the studio, and I don't think this show has an idea of how editing or playing a piano works. Did you catch this, Kiorein? Because the lady's at the computer just sort of listening to this generic techno track, and then it shows the mom attempting to play the piano, and she hits a few keys on the piano, but the track does not change to match any sort of signature that would happen if you were playing a piano key differently.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
you are exactly,
I didn't notice that.
You are exactly doing the itchy and scratchy xylophone bit right now.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
You expect us to believe this lady hits the same key twice, and yet the note does not change?
Well, it's exactly what happens. I hope someone got fired for this blunder.
Oh my god. You guys were so
Don't worry. There was an angry executive throwing down some papers, yelling at somebody over this.
Right.
So they eventually decide, because they're terrible parents and can't bother to take care of their child who's acting out, why not get their friend to do it?
Ooh boy, sounds like a setup for a TV show.
Oh wee! And they convince Idris Elba to do it, and the daughter is suddenly uninterested in Idris Elba. I don't care about you anymore. And the episode abruptly ends with a threat.
What a cliffhanger!
She's has a blowtorch or something. I don't know if it's an actual blowtorch, but she has a fire utensil, and she's just like, we'll see who wins this battle.
Yeah, I think it was a blowtorch for cooking purposes.
And she's just like, well, we'll see how long it takes me to make you quit. And I was like, is she going to torture him? And
I think she was threatening to put something on fire, not burn him.
And it doesn't get followed up on in the second episode at all.
Well, does that mean we have to talk about the second episode too?
There is a second episode because, believe it or not, Gio, that was just a half hour of television. But don't worry. We'll breeze through this, I'm sure.
You could have learned so much about the Civil War.
So we start off with a pretty mediocre lie, which is he is sitting in front of a part of his house that he has put like a gold record up on and is pretending to be a popular executive at like some sort of music company, and he's lying to his parents. And his parents are like, "We're so proud that you're accomplished and not a deadbeat." And he's like, haha, this is relatable to someone, I bet. And then, yeah, he convinces his... There's a thing here that runs throughout the second episode, a runner, if you will.
Right.
Where he says that he needs to get money to pay for his parents' car that is broken down.
Right.
And this is really on him, because he's the one who says that he will pay for his parents' car, despite knowing that he doesn't have the money, because he wants to seem like he's, a wealthy person.
It's kind of a repeated thing in the show. Like, he said he wasn't going to accept money for the wedding gig, which he was relying on.
Yeah. So he takes this nanny gig, and it turns out this kid is a troublemaker, a troubled child.
Rabble-rouser.
She's a regular rabble-rouser.
Just like our friend Gio.
I'm rabbling.
Wow, Gio, it seems like you're getting low on blood sugar, man. Are you alright?
I'm kind of low on blood sugar, man.
He's tweaking out. Get him some bread crusts.
Give me some crust. I must thrust the crust I trust.
No, I've got the real stuff he needs. This
What's that?
One half tea, one half coffee, one half orange juice mixture.
Oh, dang.
Yo, if I drink this, I'm not getting to bed till next Tuesday, man.
That's exactly what we need.
I'll do what the cast needs me to do. Glug, 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 glug.
Oh, look at how jazzed he
glug,
is.
Glug.
It's beautiful.
Oh, shit. He's running
Wait,
all
is he
over the
dying?
place.
I have become more half coffee, half orange juice, half tea than man.
Oh, God. It's gross to look at. Don't look directly at it, Kiorein.
Tell me
I
again
like it.
about the man who tries to fix the car.
So, yeah, he's trying to get this kid in line, and, I don't know, this episode goes, like, in circles. This episode goes from 3 different points at least 2 different times in the same episode, which is they're not getting along. They're suddenly getting along. They're not getting along again. They're suddenly getting along.
That's life, dude.
Hey, yeah, that's what children are like, especially Swanson.
I don't know. They're not really playing it like that, though.
That's how it is with my son.
Wait, you have a son?
Lil K.
Yeah, his name is Stairmaster.
Oh,
Whoa.
this lore is deep.
Big bombshell for the 29th episode.
This is gonna give me so much to talk about on my next TV Tuners Fans podcast.
Huh.
Yeah, this is a pretty big reveal. I guess I kind of dropped it a bit casually, but yeah.
Yeah, ideally we would have dropped it on an episode where Stairmaster was here.
Well, I'm just saying there was a robot involved in the process.
Look, we know you went back in time, and that's the reason that Stairmaster can only say, hold the door.
That
All
would
right.
explain his uncontrollable chicken urges.
Yeah. You mean his blimp urges.
Blimp and shit. He ate a whole grocery store blimp.
He did, yeah. He said he ate a whole blimp, which I don't know what that means, but he said it so fast that I was just like, okay.
But he sent a picture of him on the blimp, though.
Yeah.
Did he eat it while it was in the air?
And also, like, did Jordan
Go.
Peterson approve?
Here's my impression of Stairmaster eating a blimp and the aftermath. All right, I'm gonna eat this blimp.
Whoa, that's almost accurate.
Oh no!
That sounds exactly like Stairmaster.
I know, I've been listening to most hours of this program.
So yeah, he gets advice from a mysterious assistant who tells him that he just needs to treat her like an adult, which is, I guess that's okay. I don't know, is that good reasoning for children? Sounds like bad. You can't treat a child like an adult.
In some ways it makes sense, yeah. You do treat a child like an adult. Like, you don't speak to them like they're, like, stupid, basically, is what that kind of means. Even though they probably are. Like, they're stupid in some ways, but intelligent in others. You just gotta treat them with a level of respect, I guess.
And he's
So
like,
you fucked a
oh, I
robot
see.
in the past?
My man brain understands childrening now. And, yeah, so he tries to get along with her, but this girl reveals a deep, dark secret that her dad thinks he's a nobody. And he's
Like
really
Kingdom
heartbroken
Hearts.
by this.
I've just been listening to like 9 hours of Waypoint Kingdom Hearts podcasts, so nobody is kind of a loaded term for me.
No, he's not an actual nobody. He's not a nobody in the Kingdom Hearts sense. It means that he's not known. He's not famous.
His name is like Cax.
Like Cax.
Wow, that actually works.
You're good. You've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts, haven't you?
Kyo loves Kingdom Hearts.
Kyo like pulls on his collar and sweats and tries to sweep away the 8 copies of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Kyo,
Look,
what's with the hoodie you started wearing?
It's just a black zipper-covered hoodie.
What are the zippers for, man? Dude, that's gotta suck if you ever get pulled over. That's a lot of zippers they're gonna go through.
Well, that's why when the cops come, I show them my keyblade.
Yo!
Oh, yeah, I'll take care of that, yeah.
So is that what you showed the robot that eventually gave birth to Sarah and became his mother?
Listen, we don't need to talk about these details right now.
Wait, so
I-
Sarah's mom is a robot, or is Sarah's robot?
All will be revealed in due time.
Okay.
Yeah, all I said was there was a robot involved in the process. That's all I'm gonna say.
So was the robot like, or was it kind of like, ooh? Okay, when you saw the robot, did you go, yo, or whoa?
I said, whoa.
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 Netflix
All right.
doesn't know how to put your episodes. They're like, we can't figure this motherfucker out.
That's probably why we haven't gotten their lucrative sponsorship deal.
You will. Just you keep calling Roger Netflix. He's a man of business. Once he sees you guys getting 4 listeners a week, he's gonna have to comply.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, 4 would be an upgrade. So yeah, the mom's set gets ruined by her kid extinguishing the crowd literally with a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
And that's a bit of fun physical comedy, isn't it, Kiorein?
It was pretty wacky.
Oh wow, how wacky! But yeah, the girl then eventually reveals that her dad doesn't think much of Idris Elba.
What was the camera work on the extinguisher thing? Was it like a low angle on the extinguisher while opera was playing, a la Godfather? Or...
No, it was very bland and boring.
Oh. Well,
And then,
would you do it with opera music, like slow motion extinguisher, like
you could, and it would be funny. That would be a joke.
Yeah.
That would be a joke. This was not a joke.
Hey,
so after the big reveal, Charlie is just completely defeated. He walks off into the distance as it begins to rain. He falls to his knees in despair as the downpour covers him.
And he says, "Why, God?"
And then Stan Lee comes up and he's like, "Hey, why don't you turn up, Charlie?"
Wow, R.I.P.D. Stan Lee.
Cut to him DJing. And he's highly successul.
Yeah. No, instead he decides to quit nannying, and probably until the next episode. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of the episode, right?
I think.
Yeah, I hope we did a good job explaining this to you, Gio. Do you feel like you understood these 2 episodes of Turn Up Charlie?
I just feel like you guys would have had a better time watching Apocalypse Now.
I mean, arguably, yes.
Oh, we didn't mention the bow and arrow that they alluded to him using in episode 3.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, the guy from Arrow shows up, Stephen Amell, and he says that he's gonna train Charlie in the arts. And we don't know what that means, but I'm excited to find out.
So that's got you tuning back?
No.
Oh. So you're not that
Yeah,
excited.
this show is bland and boring and not very funny. Idris Elba tries his best to charm the show into greatness, but even his charms can go only so far.
Does it say anything about the show that I was infinitesimally more interested in the back lore of Stair's mother being a robot?
No, I think that's probably interesting, and infinitely more interesting than anything that happened in this show. Do you have any final thoughts, Kiorein?
I'm going to say for the record that I did not say anything about Stair's mom being a robot. Or an android, for that matter.
Sounds like you're setting up for a retcon, Kiorein.
Yeah, set the record clear, man. What happened? How is there your...
Look, we don't have time to discuss this here. But you just need to know that there's a bond.
James Bond.
Well, maybe, but there's also a bond between these 2 people.
Yo, Idris Elba would be a good James Bond.
Whoa. This is a fresh idea. Expand.
Wait, did you guys accept this into me?
No, explain. Why would he be a good James Bond?
I don't know, he's just got the class.
Swanson, I feel like you've said he should be James Bond before.
Nope.
This sounds like something you'd say.
I would never say such a thing.
Well, either way, maybe Idris Elba can play the robot in the Netflix TV Tuners run.
Well, I hope so. Idris Elba, if you're listening, we would love to have you on.
To play Stair's robot mother.
Yes. So, yeah, do you have any final thoughts, Kieran?
I'm going to say skip on this show.
That's not what we say.
I'm going to say tune out.
You're going to say skip on Charlie.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is a tune out. I don't know. It was very bland and boring.
Do I get a rating?
Yeah, what do you say?
I say tune in on Ken Burns' Civil War, a true story about America.
Yeah, watch Civil War instead of this. Either the Marvel version or the Ken Burns version.
Probably the Ken Burns version.
Either version is better. Idris Elba is not in either of them, but you can pretend like he's there.
What
you
can
probably
do
don't
is,
want him in the Civil War version, just to be clear.
Hey guys,
you can watch whatever you want and put an overlay of Idris Elba just kind of standing there.
That'd be good.
So you can see him while you watch.
I would buy that app. All right,
Well,
so that's a tune out for Turn Up Charlie.
a tune in for Ken Burns' Civil War.
And that's about it for this week's episode of TV Tuners. So let's get get all the business out of the way, huh?
Yeah.
We have an email address where if you're a fan like Gio, you can send us emails, any quips, comments, questions, foresights, or otherwise. You can send them to us at tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email, Kiorein?
Huh? Email? It's like TV something whatever at Gmail something. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. And as always, we are on Twitter. I am on Twitter at Jesse Swanson.
I'm on Twitter at Real Kiorein.
Gio, you don't have to plug a Twitter, but you can plug anything you'd like.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you. What do you want? What are you into? What do you want people to check out?
Recently, I like jogging and going to bed early. And if you want to talk to me, just get to me through Swanson. Swanson's my Twitter.
Yeah, I'm his agent. You can also find the show on Twitter at TV Tuners. And you can use the hashtag TV Tuners, and we'll give a glance at what you're saying.
More like TV pruners, you old fucks. Alright, now if you want to be cool, play us out with box number 10 by Jim Croak, unless you're too scared to do it.
I don't want to get sued. The Croak estate.
I do.
Now, is Jim Croak related to Ray Kroc of McDonald's fame?
I don't know. The lore is deep and rich.
Interesting. All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode of the show. Remember that you can find us on all of the podcatchers of your choice. Google Play, Stitcher, Apple, all the fun choices. Be sure to rate and review. Give us those 5 stars. It's very helpful for the podcast being seen. And also want to give a big shout out to Mr. Pod, his podcast network. We're a big part of that, and there are some great shows on that network.
And we need to emphasize there are a lot of good shows to check out. There's this one show that I'm sure is very good. It's called something, and it's very good.
Yeah, there's just a lot of good stuff to check out, so you go find that there. And we'll be back next week with more TV goodness. Until then, keep watching. Bye. It's over.
I found him.
Hold up! Wait for me!